Hello everybody and welcome to the News Coaster. My name is Adam Cleary, joined by Adam Nicholas to take you through all the twists and turns from the weird world of professional wrestling. Coming up for you today, we have a bumper issue of Jerry Lawler news.
There was multiple title changes on Monday Night Raw last night.
AEW have done the latest signing in their summer of signings.
And also the latest of their debut show. The details and everything about it have been announced.
But first, Monday Night Raw.
Indeed.
And specifically how it relates to SummerSlam, which is in only 2 weeks. Because it's August in 2 days.
That's
and then after that it's September. Then after that it's basically Christmas. Where's the year gone? Absolutely nowhere. So SummerSlam is on the horizon. The card is not what you'd call overly saturated yet, certainly not by WWE standards, but we have added to it and we have made a number of changes to what's going to be on there. The main one, I think, looks like being the submission stipulation, which is yet to be confirmed.
It is yet to be confirmed.
I should add, but Natalya and Becky Lynch, possibly with... I don't want to be the guy who says this, but possibly the most underwhelming looking title match on that card so far. Kind of came out of nowhere. Natalya didn't really seem like the next obvious challenger for Becky Lynch, but here she is regardless, and it looks like we're going to be getting a submission match between the two, such was the trade-off of submission holds, and then the sort of half challenge, well, I'm not actually going to challenge you because you'd be too scared to accept thing, which was a bit weird, but regardless, that segment kind of ended with Natalya putting Becky in the sharpshooter, so there's only one logical clapback to that, and that's going to be to make their Women's Championship match a submission match. Now, as I say, it has not been officially confirmed yet. Natalya cut a promo and said, I would challenge you to a submission match because I've got the sharpshooter, because did you know I'm related to Bret Hart? But I won't do that because you wouldn't accept. I have no idea who the heel and who the face is in this feud. I literally no idea at all. Because Becky attacked her, which is a bit of a dick move.
She did it like a training thing, didn't she, in the middle
I don't really get it at all. What do you make of it all?
I make of it that it's really nice that Natalya is going to get to have a title match in front of her home crowd against Becky Lynch, and the submission thing, I think that was, I kind of felt like I knew that was coming, because it's a unique selling point, I guess, for these two.
The disarmer versus the sharpshooter.
What else would you sell a match on?
Well, not a lot really. I know I'm normally the one who sticks up for Natalya in these situations, but there wasn't really like. I think she's a lovely person. I think she should get more opportunities because apparently everybody backstage loves her and she's a great hand on the show and she's just a real guiding influence on everybody else. But I just think after the whole Lacey Evans thing, we kind of wanted Becky to segue into somebody who was more bit of hype, more bit of excitement behind it.
This is like a big match.
Yeah, for SummerSlam especially. Finally got rid of the Lacey Evans thing. So this is a bit of an odd one, but it being in Canada does help because she will get a hometown reaction. So I guess maybe she might be the face going into this.
They'll get the pop for the Bret Hart music.
Can't see her winning.
No, me neither.
Even if it is a submission match and she's got the deadly sharpshooter, but there we go. We also got AJ Styles versus Ricochet added to the card. That's going to be for the United States Championship match.
It is.
Of course, no automatic rematches here in WWE. We're getting more variety, more changes. We're not going to get the same old matches all the time, but it's the fourth time we're getting this.
Technically, but they did try to change that with the gauntlet match that they put on Monday Night Raw, where Ricochet had to essentially earn his way through the match, which I guess isn't a rematch.
Yeah.
Technically not a rematch.
No, technically not a rematch.
But definitely a rematch.
We have some other club news as well. It was quite a night for them.
Other club night.
Another club night.
Another club night. Don't tell them
how long until we open a club night? Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad
Pops.
A club night. But it's been a good night for the club, the OC, however you want to call them, because they won the tag team titles last night in it was like a triple threat tag match between themselves, the Usos and the Revival, and the OC got the win. Bizarrely, the OC are now draped in gold, which is, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, that would have been
unthinkable. WWE's Twitter account put out, the club have all the gold, to which Michael Sidgwick kindly reminded them there are 38 other championships.
They don't have all the gold. Funnily enough, they have a tiny fraction of the gold. But to be honest, this is good in a way. It's hard to get super enthusiastic about it because we've seen the Revival get the belts and not a lot happen. We've seen the Usos still haven't actually won the Raw Tag Team titles, the Usos, yet. They're still waiting on that one.
Is that right?
Yeah, bizarrely, their chase continues since they were like remade. Obviously, SmackDown legends.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, if they do something with this and having the club in gold and actually, the OC, sorry, and really pushing them forward as a commodity, might not be a bad thing.
You just made me really sad they're going, well, if they do this time, if they do something
maybe
with it this time, maybe they'll let them have a run with it. But this is, I mean, I remember us doing the story together of how the club were going to get a bit of a push and they'd re-sign these new contracts and they were going to make them a central focal point of Raw. This, I mean, fair play, they put them in the feud with Styles, they feel an important part of the show, now they've got some gold on them, or sort of silver, I guess.
I let myself dream.
I let myself get carried away, don't I?
I've dreamed a bit, right? No, but I've dreamed too much for this now, and I'm into it. Because here's the math. They've got the gold now.
Got you.
How many months is that till Survivor Series?
Oh, not many.
It's about November-ish usually.
Oh, it's well, as I say, August, September, and then it's Christmas.
It's amazing all the months worth, but who's off with an injury for 2 months to get some time off?
I can't. Is it
Fergal?
Finley.
Finley, yes.
Finley.
Finn Balor's off for 2 months.
Oh, Finn Balor as well,
I've dreamed in my head. He goes off for 2 months. He comes back, joins the club, and they have a cross-brand match at Survivor Series.
Well, they do say he likes a lot of chocolate on his biscuits, so I wouldn't rule it out. One for our slightly older UK audience, that one. Join our club. I'm glad I've got the jokes out of the way because this is the really sad, horrible news story.
Hang on, I'm not finished yet.
Are you not?
There's another title change on Monday Night
Raw.
Oh,
gosh.
And I'll do this dead quickly. Because we have the first ever pregnant champion in WWE. Maria Kanellis won the 24/7 championship last night by pinning her own husband backstage after he had won a sort of weird mosh pit scramble essentially for the belt. He pinned R-Truth, ran backstage. Maria came and knocked on his door, and after some very choice words.
Have you got them there?
I haven't got them here, but I can probably give you them verbatim. She knocked on his door and said, "Open this door or I will kick you in your vagina."
Yeah.
So that was solid. A good bit
Sharif
of
got kicked off Love Island this season for that, so that's disgraceful in my opinion for a PG show.
And instead she gets given a championship.
That's disgusting.
I will say this. We both agreed that the pin was good. She got basically Mike Kanellis to lie down while she pinned him with her heel on.
Look.
And I do like the angle here that nobody can touch her because she's pregnant. Like that, and me and Mike Hamflet have already booked how it's going to change. Because who else is pregnant in WWE right now? The bloody Mrs. Lass is pregnant. Maurice and...
Well, that's even more dangerous.
No, but Maria Kanellis basically said she's going for an appointment next week. She dropped that
plan.
Off. Imagine if they do.
No.
She's at the thing.
Not having it. I'm not having it.
Maurice is there also getting a checkup. Pops out. Little bit of the Miz in his referee jersey. He's got previous.
God.
1, 2, 3. Happy days.
With her legs in the stirrups and everything. That's weird, but then how'd you get it off Maurice?
Listen, don't worry about that. Right? Don't worry about it.
Okay? We've done the WWE booking here. We'll do the next one. We haven't got to worry about anything. Right.
Well, there you go. That was your title changes from Monday Night Raw. Lots of stuff going on there.
I just thought to myself there, we've just done a little bit of a joke about a chocolate bar, so that means it can segue to the horrible news quite nicely. What? Nothing too silly, but now we've done Maria Kanellis getting pinned at the gynecologist. Yeah, obviously, this is quite a sad one. Jerry Lawler has filed a $3 million lawsuit over his son's death. Now, you may remember Brian Christopher, Grandmaster Sexy, he passed away last year. He was found hanged in a police cell. There's been lots of talk about negligence of care, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into the specifics too much because it is an ongoing court case. Yeah. We can't really say too much, but I will read what the US news agencies are reporting here, and that he has filed for a wrongful death lawsuit against Hardeman County. Hardeman County? I'm never quite sure what that one is. Anyway, specifically against Chief Sheriff John Doolin and others for their alleged failure to protect his son and former WWE star Brian Lawler. This was announced last night. It said the defendants failed to provide Brian with any treatment for his drug and alcohol issues during his time in jail, and altogether failed to provide him with appropriate care after he was assaulted by another inmate back in July. Now, this is not a pleasant story at all. It wasn't a pleasant report on it at the time. It's not a pleasant report on it now, but that it's rumbling on with the Lawler family. It'd be nice if they could get some closure on this issue.
Yeah, and you feel like that's got to be the big thing here, is actually getting some sort of closure, because that must be, well, you can't even imagine what it's like. I'm going to try and...
I mean, the story goes into considerably more detail about precisely what happened to him in the police cell, but it's just not really worth going in. There is some Lawler news with a slightly positive spin. AEW have hired Dr. Michael Sampson. Now, if that name rings a bell, he is the doctor who Jerry Lawler, claims literally did save his life when he had a heart attack on air that time. So that's nice, I guess. That kind of puts a bit of a positive spin on it. Just a lot of Jerry Lawler news for you. Some awful, some trivial. There you go.
Well, moving on to sort of AEW related news. That's okay. I thought I'd save you there a little bit. They have obviously got their upcoming show, which is happening. The very first on-air show of theirs happening on Wednesday night Dynamite, although I believe that's the name. Still not technically confirmed.
It's not confirmed,
but it's there.
They've trademarked it, yeah.
Pretty much there. So that show is airing on October the 2nd, and there's been a few details released recently about tickets for that show. And essentially, the tickets go on sale this Friday, August the 2nd, and they vary in price from the likes of $20 for your basic.
That's very reasonable.
It is, to $250, but that is because you're getting really good seats and you're getting the commemorative chair, etc., etc. So basically, we know the details we know so far. The show is going to be a 2-hour show. And I've deliberately, or not deliberately, accidentally forgot to write down the name of the arena where it's happening, which is a shame. Disappointing on my behalf.
It's in your town, USA.
Insert town name here. But yes, those shows will be going on. So the hype is going to be real. It'll be very interesting to see what the response to this is in terms of they've sold out their pay-per-views dead quick in previous. This is going to be the first ever show. They are basically promoting it as be part of history because it is.
It is.
It's a historic moment.
$20 as well.
Indeed.
That's really good.
$20. And to also add to that, Cody Rhodes was tweeting last night, and he was basically referring to a match that will be taking place on the first show. He basically said the first match that's going to be happening, he's honoured to be part of the first match announced for AEW on TNT, and they will be making an announcement regarding that match. He said tomorrow, but this was at 4 o'clock this morning in our time, so it may be tomorrow technically, but it might be today. I don't know how it works. 12 Eastern time, either today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow.
I don't know, I'm really bad with
that. So make of that what you will, our American audience, but more details to come on that as and when we have it. And clearly exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. The first show, I can't believe how quick it's coming around. I know it's still October, but as I've just said, it's August in 2 days' time, and then it's pretty much Christmas. $20, man, to go see the first AEW show. If they keep that consistent over the whole tapings, they've got a real sort of... I mean, we've seen so many times now, WWE, like house shows, live events, even the tapings of Raw and SmackDown now are really struggling to get people through the door. So if you combine the fact this is the new exciting product with you can just basically get in on chump change, it's really good.
I mean, they're going to go quickly, obviously. I think that's the big deal here.
The first few definitely will, yeah.
There's price points for everyone, which is good, which is what they've tried to promote.
Including us.
Including us, little guys. But, like, it'll be interesting to see they've done things where they've allocated more tickets in the past when they've run out. I wonder if that'll be something we'll factor into this. Who knows?
More AEW news. Yeah. And my favourite bit of AEW news, actually, they've made another big signing.
Yes, your friend.
Another bit. I wouldn't go that far.
You're basically best friend.
I wouldn't go that far. Chris Van Vliet.
Basically best friend.
Chris Van Vliet.
As his best friend.
CVV, notable YouTube personality, backstage interviewer, a man with a 15-year broadcast history, has been signed up by AEW as part of their production crew. This is awesome news because the guy does the most amazing wrestler interviews on YouTube. Even interviewed Simon Miller the other day, which was really good. I'm not just saying that because we like both of them. But yes, he announced it yesterday on his social media. He said, I am honoured to announce that I am officially joining All Elite Wrestling on October the 2nd for the first show on TNT. As a lifelong wrestling fan, this is a dream come true to mix my passion for broadcasting and pro wrestling as a backstage interviewer for AEW. Then he said loads of stuff about his career and his history, all the good back stuff.
This is my favourite note here.
We'll get to that. If you're reading this, I've got 2 words for you. Thank you. I couldn't have done any of this without you and your support. And I've just done as my notes, just for a thing to talk about, I've written there, nice bloke. We were sat in front of him at Double or Nothing, and at the end of the show, he tapped Phil on the shoulder. He went, "Hi, my name's Chris. I just want to say, big fan of WhatCulture." And we all just sort of looked at each other and went, "We know who you are."
That guy,
we know who you are.
Don't do
You're
this,
way better than we are.
Yeah.
We spent the entire rest of the time going, I can't believe he was like, "Hi, I'm Chris." Like he's so much better than we are interviewing people. We love his channel. Hopefully this doesn't interfere with that too much.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what he's still allowed to do and what he's...
He set himself the challenge, I think, at the start of this year of interviewing a wrestler a day in 2019. Wow. Now, this is going to help with that.
I mean, yes.
Big time, because he's going to be doing sort of 10 or 15 per show. Yeah. But whether or not he's able to use them on his channel as part of that, I don't know. It'd be a shame, because... can I go that far? I think he's the best wrestling interviewer on the YouTubes.
All of the stuff, all the content he gets is always good. It's always worth watching.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I really rate Wilborn as an interviewer. Mostly because I think his height means that wrestlers open up to him a bit. They're not like, listen, peon. Whereas Wilborn, they still think he's a peon, but they've at least got to crank their neck a bit. I think Wilborn's really good. Miller's really good. Yeah. But I think Chris is the best.
He's pretty good.
Hopefully this doesn't interfere with that too much.
I don't want to play favourites, of course.
No, of course not.
I do love Adam.
But he's my favourite.
He is. Did we do questions at all this time?
Well, I was going to look them up while you did the Anne Finally.
That's okay. I'll do the Anne Finally first. We'll mess with the format because we have an interesting Anne Finally today regarding one Dominik Dijakovic from NXT.
I never do that right first time, you know.
I know.
Because the thing is, I've followed football for too long, and there's too many like Serbian, Croatian, like those Baltic state names.
Here's how I do it, because someone's scratch the itch, as in forget the itch. It's not part of the name. Ik, Dijakov, Ik. There you go.
It's not that bit I struggle with.
What's the bit?
It's the first sort of 6 letters, because it's like Modric, Stankovic, Djokovic, Dzeko. It's just
because he used to be called like Dijak. It was just Chris Dijak, and they had him on NXT. So this messed his name up. Anyway,
we're getting off topic here.
We are getting off topic. Let me read you an interesting Twitter response, a call and response.
It's been good, this.
Between him and Taz, because basically Dijakovic wanted a new finisher, and he wanted to use the Taz mission from Taz. So what do? You go to the person who has the move. It's wrestling etiquette to go and ask that person. Although Taz himself would admit it is actually, I think it's a judo hold essentially that he uses.
Yeah.
But he adapted it for TV. Anyway.
It's known to wrestling fans as the Taz mission, which is the important part.
So, Dijak messages Taz on Twitter. Very weird.
It's good, this.
Hello, official Taz. Do you mind if I start using your Taz mission hold on WWE programming and events to defeat my opponents? I have found it to be a very effective maneuver. Thank you, he says. There's a little bit of delay, then Taz replies, I actually care very much. I appreciate you asking me. On Twitter in a public forum is not the right way for this discussion to happen. Privately is the proper way. Then as a result of that, Dijak then deletes the tweet, obviously in a panic, thinking he's got a nice thing there. Taz has shot him down publicly, almost as an I'll teach you a lesson for talking to me in public, which I don't know where I stand on it, because maybe he could have found and got in touch with Taz.
I think that's a rip.
Or whatever. Either way, deletes the tweet. Next time we see anything about this though, Dijak is posting a gif of himself, is returning to the ring in NXT, doing the Taz mission. And it says, nobody will beat me, nobody will survive, feast your eyes on... And then he calls it the Taz mission as well, which I thought was weird. Maybe it would have been interesting to rebrand it as his own
Dijak mission.
Something,
doesn't work,
I don't know. But either way, presumably that conversation is taking place behind closed doors. But maybe not. Maybe not. Because Taz went on a weird little spell on Twitter where he was interacting with fans who were talking about this exchange.
Yeah.
One in particular is a fan who said, Dijakovic is great. Dijakovic is a giant. He shouldn't be doing submissions as a finish. To which Taz quote tweeted and replied, Ding. Ding. As in like, yeah, I'm with you there, buddy. And then obviously there's a whole other bunch of rants he went on because people were trying to say that he didn't own the move and he should just let the guy have it, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't sound too happy about this.
Wrestling's weird, isn't it?
It is weird. He sounds pretty upset about it. I don't know. I wouldn't want him to just put words in his mouth,
well, look,
of course.
Taz has a good platform. He's got his own radio show, so I'm sure we'll hear more about this as and when it happens.
Indeed, I'm sure you'll plug it on his part.
I'm going to look at the questions now. Oh, right, that was really quick. From a rascal with no respect to Mr. and Mrs. No Respect, a son, a rascal with. What are some WWE stars you think need new entrance music? Personally, I think Roman could do with something that separates him from the Shield. My answer is, you're right. What's yours?
Boom. My quickfire answer is Natalya, because everybody always hears it and they're like, oh, it's Bret Hart. Oh, no, it's not. It's Natalya. And I guess that's going to work out really well for everyone in Canada for the show or SummerSlam. But for me, it continually drives me mad.
Cool. We've already run really far over, so we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Coaster. Yes, I've been Adam. God, I was really throwing me that. I've been Adam Cleary. This has been Adam Nicholas. Where can they get you on Twitter if they want to?
Get me on Twitter at It's Adam Nicholas, and they can get him on Twitter
at It's Adam Cleary, except without the it. Clery. I'm all over the shop today, like. But thank you very much for watching. Of course, let us know what you made of all these stories in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meantime, though, thanks for watching. It's been newsy, hasn't it? Bye.
Bye then.